Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a term you've heard thrown around a million times, cloud computing. But what does it actually mean? Beyond just being a buzzword. All right, let's dive in and break it down.
First up, let me ask you something. Do you stream movies on, say, Netflix instead of going out and buying physical DVDs? Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's a yes for pretty much everyone.
Okay, or how about this one? Have you ever grabbed an Uber instead of driving your own car? Maybe you don't even own a car anymore because of apps like these. See, if that makes sense to you, that whole idea of just using something when you need it instead of owning all the expensive hardware yourself, then congratulations, you already get the fundamental idea behind the cloud. All right, so now that we have that basic concept down, let's get a little more official. What are we actually talking about, technically, when we say the cloud? At its core, cloud computing just means you stop buying and maintaining your own clunky, expensive physical servers. Instead, you're essentially renting computing power. Things like virtual servers, storage, networking, from a massive provider like Amazon or Google, and you only access it when you need it. Okay, but it's gotta be more than just renting a computer somewhere else, right? And it is. There are really 5 key things that make a cloud service, well, a cloud service. So let's run through them. For starters, it's on demand. You can spin up a new server in minutes all by yourself. Then you've got scalability, which is huge. You can instantly ramp up for a big event and then scale right back down. Third, and this is a big one, you pay as you go, kind of like your electricity bill. You only pay for what you use. Fourth, it's accessible from pretty much anywhere with an internet connection. And maybe the best part, the provider handles all the headaches, the automatic updates, the maintenance. You don't have to worry about any of it. So you should know not all cloud services are the same. They kind of come in 3 main flavors or models, each one built for a different job. You've probably heard these acronyms before: IaaA, PaaS, and SaaS. Let's start at the bottom with the foundation, Infrastructure as a Service, or IaaS. This is the most basic level. The provider gives you the raw ingredients, the virtual servers, the networking, the storage, and then it's up to you to build on top of that. You install the operating system, you run your apps, you're in control of the whole setup. You see this with things like Amazon's EC2, which are basically just virtual servers you can rent. Think of it like this. IaaS is like renting an empty plot of land. You've got the space, but you have to build the entire house yourself, from the foundation up. Okay, moving up a level, we have PaaS, or Platform as a Service. Now, this is built for developers. It gives them a ready-made environment to build and launch their apps, so they can just focus on writing code instead of messing with servers. It's a game changer for them, really. Great examples are services like Heroku or Google App Engine. To go back to our house analogy, PaaS isn't an empty plot of land anymore. It's like renting a fully equipped workshop. All the tools, all the machinery, it's all there. You just show up and start creating. And that brings us to the top layer, the one you absolutely 100% use every single day, SaaS, or Software as a Service. This is just ready-to-use software delivered to you over the internet. You don't manage anything. You just log in and it works. I mean, just look at these examples. Gmail, Dropbox, Microsoft 365. These are the cloud for most people. The software is just there. It's a finished house, fully furnished, ready for you to move in. Okay, so this table right here, this is a great little cheat sheet to tie it all together. See how it works? With IaaS, at the bottom, you manage the most, the apps, the OS, the works. Move up to PaaS, and your workload gets lighter. You only worry about your apps. And then at the very top, with SaaS, you manage, well, basically nothing. It's a super clear way to see that trade-off between control and convenience. Okay, so we've got the technical stuff down, the what, the how, the 3 flavors, but let's talk about where you actually see it. Because the truth is, it's literally everywhere. Take your email, for instance. If you use Gmail or Outlook, every single one of those emails isn't actually sitting on your phone. Nope, it's on a server, somewhere in the cloud. That's how you can check it from your laptop, your tablet, anywhere in the world. Or think about social media. Every photo you post to Instagram, every video on TikTok, every message you send, all of that data lives in the cloud, ready to be streamed to you in an instant. And it's not just for photos. Even something as intense as high-end gaming is now in the cloud. Services like Xbox Cloud Gaming stream these huge, beautiful games right to your screen, meaning you don't even need a crazy expensive console anymore. The cloud does all the heavy lifting. What about when you're shopping online? Think about Black Friday. The only reason a site like Amazon doesn't just completely crash under the weight of millions of shoppers is because the cloud lets it scale up instantly to handle all that traffic. And of course, there's work. Tools we all use now, like Salesforce, Slack, and Zoom, are all built on the cloud. It's the engine that powers remote work and lets teams collaborate from all over the planet. But look, it's not all seamless magic, right? For all the amazing benefits of the cloud, there are some pretty significant trade-offs to think about. All right, let's look at the two sides of the coin here. On the plus side, it's incredibly cost-efficient and scalable, like we talked about. It gives you amazing flexibility, plus things like disaster recovery and those automatic updates. But on the flip side, you're dead in the water without an internet connection. You're also giving up a lot of direct control over your own stuff. And, putting all your data in one place, even a secure one, makes it a very tempting target for security breaches.
So here's where we land. The cloud has, without a doubt, made our digital lives faster and way more convenient. But as we become more and more reliant on it, it really makes you step back and ask a bigger question. As we hand over the keys to our digital lives to just a few giant companies, what's the real price we're paying for all this convenience? Is it just about data, or is it something more?